Hello, if you can open your Bibles, I want to read you a few scriptures, okay, starting from Matthew 24 to 36. But concerning the day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. Luke 21:25 to 26. And there will be signs in the sun and moons and stars, and of the earth distress of nations in perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and waves, people fainting with fear and with foreboding of what is coming on the world. For the powers of the heavens will be shaken. 2 Peter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come like a thief, and then the heavens will pass away with a roar, and the heavenly bodies will burn up and dissolved, and the earth and the works that will be done on it will be exposed. Finally, Revelation 21 to 15. That I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain. And he seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is a devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years, and threw him into the pit, and shut it and sealed it over him, so that he might not deceive the nations any longer, until the 1,000 years were ended. Now, I've just read to you part of the scriptures showing that indeed what it tells you is that the earth, the world as we see in our natural eyes, will come to an end. What I find interesting is that we live our lives as though the government scientists, even though scientists are saying we're lucky if we live another 30 years. This is what scientists are saying, atheist scientists. We're lucky if we see another 30 years. Can you imagine? Before the streets were paved with gold, we were told that life will be for eternity, prosperity. Do you remember the 1920s, the roaring 20s? We win the money. Do you remember people celebrating? I think it was after the First War of 1914. And they were celebrating and giving it to marriage, not realizing a Second World War would have come, and the Second World War damaged the European and American economy. Yet they were celebrating and dancing and giving into marriage. Now, if I can jog your mind, I did quite a few videos. Just look up the word prophecy, okay, and you will see. Where I said that God was going to send an earthquake onto the planet. I made loads of videos saying what would happen in advance. Okay, God was going to punish the planet. What I find interesting, we had COVID, the natural disasters. Okay, once COVID went onto the planet, there's this deadly plague. If you notice, it's been one disaster after another. One disaster after another. Look at Britain, the Tory party. They are so dysfunctional. It's what I think the Guardian News says. It's almost like you're holding your breath, wondering what else could go worse. We have a government who can't govern. We have a sleeping pensioner in America. who can't even string a sentence together, yet he can decree war. He can tell Israel to unmercifully go out there and kill babies. This is the man who can't even stay awake for 2 seconds, yet he has the power, like the beast in Revelation. He has the power to dictate murders and kill innocent lives. Now, what I find interesting, while we are living in a world pretending that things will go on forever, because science, has given us this comfort, this idea that there is no God. When you look at the Bible, you begin to realize we're living on borrowed time. We had COVID lockdown, and now China is now making her claims. Don't forget, God is in control. He's stirring up all these political powers, and whatever side you want to be on, if you think, well, I'm on Israel's side, this is Israel, Tel Aviv is a capital for LGBTQ. You're lucky. In fact, the only Jew in Israel who practice their religion are Christian Jews, Messianic Jews who recognize Jesus as a Messiah. The others are just Zionist Jews who don't even believe in God. They're a bit, I won't get too controversial, okay? So a lot of misinformed Christians, tell Israel to take up arms and kill innocent babies. They're getting excited with the idea of blood. And then the second coming, they have the wrong concept and the wrong idea. These final wars, these final battles, China and Taiwan and Russia and the rest of the world and North Korea, is not for your benefit. It's for God's benefit. And in the end, when we see the collapse of the heavenly powers, it's not for your entertainment or for any political agenda or political prejudices. It's because the Father has decided that the Son will be glorified as promised, where he will reign forever and ever, where his kingdom will never end. Sadly, a lot of, just like the LGBTQ has infiltrated the church and changed the doctrines and the teachings, a lot of, how can I put it, politically motivated individuals has twisted the Bible and tried to make out that unless if you're a Christian, you gotta support whatever evil Israel does, because God says, she's after the iron, she's gonna have the land. No, if you look at the Bible properly, and even Messianic Jews agree that the land was taken away from them. Why? Because they turned their back on the covenant. So what you see with the Balfour Declaration and Britain giving the Jews Palestinian land, and the Christian says, this is God moving. No, it's not. It was illegal. It was wicked. It was man motivated, not God. And whenever man does something, you can guarantee it's twisted and always lead to bloodshed. But sadly, a lot of Christians the church is infiltrated, by too many people who have an ulterior agenda, ulterior motives. They don't even know who God is. They probably hasn't even been baptized. Yet they'll twist the Bible for their own political agenda and political prejudices, and careless or oblivious to history. As it says, when Christ returns, it's for his power and great glory, not to celebrate any individual country. That would be racism. Right? He's coming to declare his kingdom, one that will never end. And it's not Israel. We are spiritual Israel. We are the chosen ones. but that's too. I've made videos regarding, this, what they call it, where Christians are, taking Israel to tell arms, etc., and when Christians are, whipping up, wars and praying for war, etc. When Donald Trump and Joe Biden went into Jerusalem, and even Boris Johnson went into Jerusalem, and then, oh, look at this, it's the proof, not realizing it's economics, it's trade, it's got nothing to do with God. But I sidetrack. But we can see from COVID, lockdown, natural disasters. Look at America, it's in a bad state. You have an ex-president on trial who they called God's man. Now he's on trial. Britain is in a very bad state. North Korea, North Korea is threatening, Britain and America. They're teaming up, Russia and North Korea. You got the Brock. With this kind of atmosphere, you can guarantee I'll give the world 30 years, if that, probably less. Time is running out. Rumors of wars in diverse places, yet the end will not come. Why? People will cry for death. They will go on their hands and knees praying for death. Such will be the confusion, utter confusion and chaos before the end has finally come. So your role in this is not to pray for war, is not to pray for innocent children to be killed. That's un-Christian. The Bible tells us, walk in peace, in love. You cannot have God in you if you are full of hate, full of darkness. You cannot have light in you. You want to see innocent babies killed because that's fulfilling biblical prophecy. No, it's not. That's your political agenda. Maybe your individual hidden prejudices. We need to examine ourselves with a critical eye and with the sword of the Spirit that cuts to the marrow of the bone. What are our motives that we're praying for war, that we're praying for children to be killed? What are our motives that we claim we have Christ living in us? It doesn't make any sense. We should be spreading the gospel. We should be waiting diligently, for the final alarm to go off. I say, this is it. This is the end. And we can see around the world the utter chaos. And I made a video saying that, God is going to send an earthquake based on a dream that I had. And the earth, the world has been crumbling. Everybody's rioting. You got climate change, protesting, wanting to change people's consciousness, wanting to turn the whole world vegan so they can turn you to a pagan festival. Everybody has a motive. The world is in chaos. Time is running out. Be prepared before it's too late.